So what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Robert. If this is your first time tuning in. Got a bunch of spider webs in my face right now. Early mornings, these spiders love to just set up spider webs across the trail because a lot of bugs will fly through these little clearings that I have on the property, catching food early in the mornings. So when I come out here early, I end up getting them first. But anyways, again, my name is Robert. If you gain any value from this, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Today what we're going to be talking about is investing versus saving. What are the differences? What are the advantages? What are the pros and cons to doing both? This is a common question for a lot of people who are just beginning to get an understanding about money, learning about savings, learning about investing. It's going to be more of a beginner video, but it's going to be a video nevertheless to help some people out, to hopefully understand the difference between the two. Again, not financial advice, just financial opinions here on the channel. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So I guess we'll go ahead and start off with savings. What is savings? What does it entail? What are the risks? And what is it good for? So savings is something that is quote unquote more secure. Now, when we say more secure, we're saying it's about 99% secure, I guess. If you had to give it like a number, it's pretty secure, right? The only way it's technically not secure is if the banks, become illiquid, banks shut down, something like that happens. Now, generally speaking, sometimes you're insured up to $250,000. If you have more than that, tough luck, they're only going to give you $250,000 if you have more than that in the bank. Now, the chances of a bank defaulting or a bank, basically going bankrupt is pretty low. It's not necessarily uncommon, it does happen, but the chances are a lot lower than some of the other things like investing, right? So that's why banks or savings accounts are considered generally safe for most people. But again, it does carry a small smidge of risk because the bank can still become illiquid, or somebody can do a run on the banks. Everyone starts pulling out their money. Now they don't have money to give you. So now that's when the government has to back the bank to $250,000. Now, some of the pros of having money in a savings account instead of investing is that you have money that is relatively accessible in case something happens. You need money in an emergency. You can obviously pull from your savings account a lot faster than if you have it invested in, say, real estate or something like that. You can get the money same day, usually within minutes, versus, again, if you're doing things online, right? Damn these spider webs. Now, versus with investing, it's going to be taking months, days, sometimes even multiple months. So it's a lot faster when you have money in the bank. Now, one of the cons to having money in a savings account is that it's not really growing. It's kind of staying stationary. It might even be doing worse than inflation, might just be keeping up with inflation. Generally speaking, for most people who have money in a savings account, you're probably losing purchasing power. So what does that mean? If you're losing purchasing power, let's just say you have $100,000 in a savings account. Inflation is, say, 3%, 2%. We'll go for it with 3. It's a little bit higher than usual now, so we'll go with 3%. So that $100,000 today is worth $3,000 less a year from now. So what does that mean? So now your $100,000 is now worth $97,000. So whatever you could have bought, a year ago with $100,000, you can only buy $97,000 worth of it today. That's what that basically means. You're losing money by having it in a savings account and having it not growing. There are a couple different ways you can kind of keep up with inflation, and that's putting it into a high yield savings account. You can generally at least keep up with inflation doing that. But for most people, I know most people that I know are having their money in just a standard 0.015 interest rate bank account. So that's losing money to inflation. Every year that they keep the money in there, they're losing money every single year. Things are getting more expensive for them versus people who are keeping up with inflation. They're staying the same. They're not gaining, but they're staying the same. And then if you are earning 0.01 or 0.15, you're losing money every single year versus people who are keeping up with inflation. Now, when it comes to investing has its perks as well, but also has its disadvantages as well too. And we can break this up into different kind of sectors, different areas based off of what you're going to be investing in. But like, let's just take real estate for example. Real estate is a good investment. You're going to keep up with inflation. It's going to probably outpace inflation. What does that mean? It means it's going to grow faster than what the money's getting devalued at. So let's just say we have 3% inflation. Real estate appreciates maybe 7%. So you're gaining that 4% in value every single year, on top of, you know, other things like your principal, pay down, whatever, if you have a loan on it. So let's just, for easy math, say you're gaining 4% a year versus losing money by just keeping it in a savings account. Now, that's all cool, that's nice, sounds great, but the thing with like investing in real estate is it can take months to get your money out of this thing, out of this house, property, land, whatever piece of real estate. It can take months because you have to find a buyer willing to or interested in buying the asset that you have your money in. Let's just take this place for example. If I wanted to sell this, it would take me probably a couple months to get somebody to buy this from me. It's going to be a lot of money. It's going to take a while probably to close. It will probably have to be somebody who's going to have a cash deal. So again, it's not something that's going to happen overnight, and I can't just get the money out of this thing from today till tomorrow. It's going to take months. So that's why real estate's a good investment. It appreciates better than having your money in a savings account, but to get your money out, it's going to take a long time. Now, for, let's just say, stock market stuff. Say you want to invest into stock markets or the market itself. That's good as well. It's more liquid than having real estate like this or houses. Definitely more liquid. What does that mean? It means that you can access the money a little bit faster. Typically, you can clear it within a week. If you sell something on the market, typically you'll have your money within a week, sometimes 10 days. Just depends who your brokerage is. But generally speaking, stocks are easier and faster to get in and out of, or to get your money in and out of as well. It's a little bit easier. Now, the downside to that is that the money can also go down in value. The money can be worth, say you buy a stock for $100 today, some crazy bad news happens in 2 or 3 days, people panic, they start selling off the stock. Now the stock is worth, say, $50. So you can lose 50% of your money in just a few days. So that's some of the risks that you're taking by investing in stocks. But on the flip side of that, again, you buy it for $100 today, then some crazy good news. Say for instance, Tesla's rolling out the robo-taxis in Austin, Texas. You bought the Tesla stock today, say for $100, and they get some crazy huge announcement that might be changing how we think about taxis. Now their stock shoots up, maybe say $50. Now your $100 Tesla is now worth $150 in a matter of a couple days. So that's the upside of it. But again, there are always two sides to the coin, and in this case, it may play to your favor, may go up, but also could not play to your favor and could go down. So those are the main differences between investing and savings, is that savings is pretty steady. You're not going to outpace inflation generally, but you're probably going to stay pretty steady. You're not going to really gain anything, you're not going to lose anything. It stays pretty steady. Investing, you could go way higher, be in a much better position than you were, or you could go way lower and be in a much worse position than you were. So you're kind of taking that risk, taking that gamble, but there are ways to mitigate that, and that's by taking calculated risk. How you do that is by doing research, understanding what you're investing in, understanding the environment, the markets, the economy. Things like that will help mitigate your risk and hopefully potentially increase your upside significantly. So without further ado, be careful, be good, take care, God bless. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.